Back to follow-up segment tonight. As we reported last night, 38-year-old Kenneth Gladney, a black Tea Party member, was beaten by two individuals in St. Louis. Those men, one white, one black, have been charged. But at an NAACP rally near that town, activist Zaki Baruti said this about the victim.
I mean, called a Negro in the fact that he works not for our people, but against our people. In the old days, they called him Uncle Tom. I'm just got to say that.
Joining us now from St. Louis is Mr. Baruti. Do you regret saying that, sir?
Absolutely not. In fact, though, let me make a correction that as opposed to Kenneth Gladney being attacked, contrary to that report, he actually was the person who was attacking the Reverend Elston K. McCowan.
Yeah, but that's not what the authority... Look, we have to go on the record. We weren't there. You weren't there. The authorities have charged two men assaulting him. That's the record. We'll see what the trial shows, but that's where it is right now. Let's get back to you.
So we need to say that he was accused of it, but
well,
again,
that's what we said. We said he was
charged.
He was beaten. He went to the hospital. The police took his statement and they charged. That's how we do it in the news business. We report the facts. Now, if it comes out at the trial that these guys were not guilty, we'll report that. But let's get back to you. Now, you call this guy an Uncle Tom, which is a racial invective, all right? It's a pretty, you know, heavy-duty, it's not the N-word, but it's close. Why would you do that to this guy? You don't know him. Why would you do it?
Well, according to, again, the reports that was provided by Reverend Elston K. McCowan as well as Perry Mullins, we had this gentleman who was selling buttons that were degrading the first African-American president of the United States to such a low level where in the buttons that he was selling, they had pictures of President Obama in whiteface with blood coming down from his eyes and his mouth, as well as, which is a character that reflects back to the Jim Crow era, as well as buttons that said, that projected him smoking dope, and with the word, with smoking marijuana, that is, with the word down below saying dope instead of course, one of his themes during the campaign was hope for our people.
Okay, so the guy was selling material that you found objectionable. All right.
Very objectionable.
Do you know that Mr. Gladney, during the campaign, sold pro-Obama gear? He's an entrepreneur. He goes to events where he knows there's going to be people there that think a certain way, and he sells stuff to them, whether it's pro-Obama stuff or anti-Obama stuff. The guy's trying to make a buck. All right. Did you know he sold pro-Obama stuff? Did you know that?
I had no idea that he was selling pro-Obama stuff.
Okay, all right.
But yet still, part of his inventory, part of his inventory should not have been that type of degrading projection of the first African-American president of the United States.
You are well within your rights to object to that and to go and make a statement that say, this is unacceptable to me as an American citizen. I think it's wrong. Okay, I got no problem with that.
As well as I think it's unacceptable to millions of African Americans, as well as
African Americans, about all Americans. Every American
America
shouldn't want to see their president, whether they agree or not, in a degrading forum.
Absolutely.
So everybody should say this stuff is out of bounds. I agree with you. But then you bring in the Uncle Tom, and that's wrong. You see, what you did was you made a wrong more wrong. Instead of being intelligent about it and going out and saying, look, as an American citizen, this offends me, we should all band together and condemn this kind of stuff, you throw in the Uncle Tom business, and the guy is sitting there beat up. He's a victim of crime, according to the police, and you look like a schmo.
Okay, if I may respond.
Sure.
First of all, that's your projection that I was wrong on that issue. I would say that most of the people would agree with that terminology of Uncle Tom being applied to him.
No, they wouldn't.
Uncle Tom in our community simply means a person who works willingly or unwillingly against the best interests of our community.
That's your judgment, though. You don't have a right to call him that.
And we all have different judgments. In fact, we have, I would say you and I have a different world viewpoint on a number of issues that impact
That's right, and I would never call you a name like that. I would never call you a derisive name like that, and I hope you wouldn't call me one. But here's a guy trying to make a buck. Maybe he did it in the wrong way, but you could have criticized him in a much more intellectual way, and you would have won the argument. Now you lost the argument. I'll give you the last word.
Okay, then. Again, I'd most definitely stand by the statement that was made in regards to Mr. Kenneth Gladney, and stand very strongly with Reverend Elston K. McCowan. Right. In fact, to get the true story of what happened, we would encourage people to get a copy of our newspaper, which is called the African News World, which lays out the other side of the story. And let me also be clear for your audience, in that Reverend Elston K. McCowan was arrested. And he was arrested not by the observations of the police officers, but by the words of those folks who supported the Tea Party.
Maybe, but that's our system. There are witnesses to crimes. There are witnesses.
Look,
we're not going to solve this.
We're not going to try, Mr. Baruti. Reports.
Yeah, we're not going to try it on television. It'll go through the system, and we'll see what happens. We appreciate you coming on our program tonight. Directly ahead.